Blah blah blah. Hi. I don't know how ninz started this at all, but I is that okay to show? That's fine to show. Okay, so ninz has this thing where
Sure
they
how
like
much?
ninz has like commentary and analysis of the run thing. So I was like, hey, I should do a similar thing as well because it's like long as hell. It's like 10 minutes and whatnot. So I just be talking about the run and then talking about the strats that I use and things like that. You know the deal.
How do I do that?
So it starts off with me saying like, how did I do that? So basically, like there was a section that required beat counting, and I'll explain what beat counting means later. But I did beat counting with no music, and I just fluked it. It was like I I I just did it like a bit unintended, I guess. Hang on. Okay,
How did I do that?
with no music. Okay, go again. XV at the start of the of my run featuring XV. So this setup into it's kind of loud. This setup of like neutraling and then lashing upright and then right. I made it up on my own, but then I discovered later that someone else that was running for a also did that. So I thought it was interesting. Simple dash apps. This room I used to do what the community calls a prologue strat, in which you just hold grab and then upright. And then what I would do is I would just like when I hear nothing anymore by climbing up here, I was just jump here. But because that's slow, I decided to change from doing that to just spamming random inputs and then hoping I make it there, because like there's like basically no chance of like dying anyways, so I just started doing that. Okay, so there's a funny thing to mention here. So if you've ever seen like the not the OG but like Rondo's video about foray go like doing less blindfolded stuff, let me see if we can like put it up like less blindfolded here. Rododo in his video in 4A, he said that you can do a little trick in which you can hold up to do this, and then you can just like infinitely climb, and then you would know where you are. However, this doesn't always work, and no, like when I realized that that doesn't always work, it infuriated me. Like I think this was one of the rooms where I realized that it didn't work. It was one of these rooms that I realized that I couldn't do that because let me see if I can remember what video, what room it was that I found out that you can't just do that. It's probably like fucking CF3, I think. Yeah, here. So like I'm holding up, right? Oh no! Oh, what? I fell down? What? How? But I neutralized it. Oh, what? I fell down again? What? No, that should be impossible. I'm just holding grab and I'm holding up. What? I fell again? What? So yeah, I later found out that that was like a really bullshit subpixel related thing, and it's like it's really infuriating. I hate when if I had a nickel every time a subpixel like fucked up my setups, I would have like 5, right? This is just a basic dash left and then dash up, buffer dash up right, and then crouch, and then that would set up for that. This is just simple dashing, spam dashing right. And then this one I find interesting. You can do, you climb up, you do dash upright, and then you immediate, and then you immediate hyper, and then it's a good setup for that. Oh yeah, let me see. Let me see if that trick also works in that room. This room, right? Use. Oh wow, it works. But yeah, so here I'm listening to a higher pitch of the creaking um of the moving platform thing. If I hear a higher creak, then that's the cue for me to dash up right here. And then just neutral from there. This here I spammed left so that I can like make sure that I land on here, but then I like after I did for a golden, I realized that that was completely like it was completely useless because you can just hold grab. You just like look left and hold grab. You don't even have to like tap left. I think you do have to tap left in like CF9 though. Yeah, you do, or else that happens. I think that can happen. Yeah. So it's a jump and then dash up, buffer, hold left, and here. Then here, like, I remember, like, the room, I remember thinking that the room would be, like, really hard because, like, I was trying to think about how I would like make sure that I get this coin and then I land back safely on there. But then I realized like one, I could just jump up and then just hold right and done. And then this one I learned from Lee Kite, and then what she does here is you do a demo to the right and that works, which completely fascinated me and just made this room like 1,000 times easier. So I really gotta thank her for this strat that I stole from her. So yeah, really cool strat of hers that I found that just made this room free essentially. This next room was just a bit like timing dependent. Like you just do that. I can't really explain it. You just like you get on here, you do a tiny super, and then you just time the jumps to like the audio. Then here you can just like spam neutrals. Ah, it's not hard. This one I also stole from Lead Kite. You can buffer a you can buffer a demo spike wall box here, and this is like 1,000 times safe. By the way, it's like really safe. I've never died here like in my life before. It's really safe. So yeah, you just dash up, like you demo up, and then you buffer jump, and if you don't make it, you just like, yeah, then it's just like more simple setups. This room, however, it's not bufferable, and it's annoying as hell, because if you go too early, that can happen. If you go too late, okay, I'm not. If you go too late, then that can happen. So this one you actually have to time properly, and I've died here like a few times, and it's annoying as hell. And you don't even have a visual on how close you are at that. So it's like it's a bit timing based. I do choke a bit in this room, but it's like not too bad. This room is kind of free. I neutral off of that and then do that. And this room right here is the first room that I beat count on. So beat counting is basically counting to the beats of the song. So the beat that I follow, or rather like the beats of the music, I guess, the one that I follow here, it goes like dun 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 dun. That's the one that I follow. Dun 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 dun. And the weirdest thing about the music is that it can actually, so I count by saying 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it goes like 1 2 3 4 5 6. However, right here, I think it's coming shortly, but 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6. It resets here, and that's fucked me up like once ever. And so whenever I feel like the song is gonna end and repeat, the 1 2 3 4 5 6 is gonna become disrupted. And so if I feel like the song's gonna end and then repeat again, then I just wait. Which is actually what I do on the second room that I beat count in. I wait for a long time. I'm waiting for the song to cycle so that it can be more consistent, right? So right here in my mind, what I'm counting is this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. And then the next one I just climb up left. And when I reach here, my heart just kind of like raises up a bit, because this is the third checkpoint and it's the hardest checkpoint out of all. I came into doing 4A golden after doing 5C golden, thinking it would be easier, because like it's like 4A golden, you have more ground, you have more ground to do. It's like kind of easier than 5C, you know. Turns out not. It turns out I'm a fucking dumbass, because 4A golden took me as long as 5C golden. And I don't even go as far as saying that 4A golden blindfolded is harder than 5C golden blindfolded. Which is like absurd. Like, what the hell? Right? So like, I was kind of naive about that. But at last I did it, and it feels awesome. This was just me trying to remember like where the option is, and then I can like turn off the music, turn on the music, blah 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 blah. This one is just dash right 3 times, grab, and then here Actually, I think here's an important part. Because the subpixel bullshit, I can't just stand up here forever, I think. Or I can. I don't know which wall is like safe to do this forever anymore. It's like RNG subpixels, and that's kind of bullshit. So what I used to do here actually was do a hybrid and then dash up here, which you could guess is like really inconsistent, but that's like what I actually used to do, which is stupid. And so I relapped it, and then you could just do a small hop here, full jump, and then just climb up here, and then just dash right here, and then you're free. And then this one right here, I used to do blindly, without music at all. But then I decided to turn on the music so that I can like actually do it properly, instead of fucking around and then just guessing the timing for it, which is not what you should be doing. But I was really getting tired of turning off and on the music over and over and over and over. It gets repetitive. I don't like it. It's like bleh. So what I'm listening to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I'm listening to, like dun 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 dun, and then I would know that I'm down here, right? And I climb up. Then like the window to like jump into this bubble is actually like huge. Like you can jump into the bubble whether you're here or like wherever. It's like really huge. I'm thankful for that. And then you just dash right here. And let me just turn this. Okay. And this, I guess, this jump and then going to the left, I guess I just like guess the timing of it. I think I've died here already once out of like 12 times that I've been here. I don't know, 10, something like that. Full jump. And then this room, don't even get me started about this room. This room is my nightmare. Let me see if I can even like pull this up. Like time spent, like OT3, 3 hours and 15. What, I don't even know if that's like accurate, because it's also accounting like my normal runs and whatnot. But it's like, it's super annoying, right? So my first thought in whoops. So what I first thought about doing here is just like since the beginning, the way that I started doing this room is by down dashing, so that you would kind of like crouch slide here, and then what I used to do is jump, dash, and then I would use the bubble to dash here. And it's like, it's really inconsistent. It was kind of inconsistent. Like if I jump too late or too early, and then I would also have to like time the upright dash. So like that didn't work. So then I turned to doing this instead, which is like a lot simpler. Like I was thinking about a million ways on how I would be able to like grab onto this platform, and then I found a really good way, which is to jump, dash, and then like when I'm on the cloud, which I just kind of like not guess, but I feel for when I'm gonna get on the cloud, I immediately jump left and then dash upright, and then it would set me here. No matter how low or high I am, I would always get onto the cloud, and that would be a lot safer into doing this. And this part here, I thought that I would like my first thought was to time this jumping into here, which I didn't want to do because that would require music, and I just wanted I wanted to deal with the music as few as like less as possible, at least as possible, because I just don't want to turn off the music on and off. Like I've already talked about this a lot. So I found a strat where I was like, hey, what if I just like, what if I was able to find like a setup for this corner jump, and I actually was able to. You dash left here, you dash up, and then immediately hold down, and so you dash left. You dash left so that your sub pixel is neutralized. You dash up and then you hold down immediately, and then you would hold grab, and then jump, and then immediately like jump again when you get there. It's like 100% consistent if you're sighted. It works. So, but the thing is that if you're blindfolded, you can't gauge whether or not how close you were. So my first thought was to just guess, like just like for a four frame window, just guessing a 4 frame window, not a big deal, just a little bit of gambling, and then that ended up not working, so I went from doing that to spamming the jump button. And if you do, then there's a chance that you could also die there, which is like not preferable. And then like after a long time, I kind of gave up and just started using music. So the beat count that I use here is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I turn on the music here after a few seconds, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, after the fourth one, that's the cue that I can jump. And like, I am so grateful that that is like a lot simpler than it needs to be. So like after like this is a massive choke point, by the way. This fucking room. Oh, let's not even like talk about this room. This room sucks. Like if you look into my sessions, I die here a lot. Like OT3, I die here a bit. You'd see here 75%, like 3 runs in, and then this is like 5 runs dead from OT3, 1 run dead to OT3, and that one was just like 1 session of it, and that was just a like 1 study attempt, and this was when I got the golden. So yeah, very very annoying room. I hate it. Go fucking die in a fire of hell. It's so bad. And like when I pass that room, I can just feel my heart rate just like spike because holy shit, I passed a hard room. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet because there's a harder part coming up here, and guess what? This part requires me to reverse hyper off of this. This is like an actual thing that I do. And there's like the funniest thing about this is that there was once that I actually missed the bubble. Because what happened here, I can recreate it. What happened was I hold left too like early, and then I didn't get the bubble at all. And that was like a really sad death. I think I can show you like in here this I passed the choke room, right? I passed the really annoying choke room, OT3, and then in OT4 I just missed the ball, and then I cried about it and moved on. But after, yeah. Simple, just super to the right, and then yep, and then reverse, and reverse hyper, and then you dash up. And then once I get here, it's like a bit safe. I get really nervous. In normal blindfolded slush runs, what you would do here is just a simple like it's just a simple super. It's really simple. You just do a super here, but obviously you don't want to do. I don't want to do that in a blindfolded. I can't. I try to in blindfolded. I'm really bad at doing extendeds, and so I try to do them as least as possible. I hate doing extendeds, and so I was like, I don't want to do that, and so I found a new way. You walk right here, right? I can just show you here. You walk right, you jump up here, and then you fail neutral, and then you dash up and then hold right immediately, and then that would grab you to this very bottom of this block that you can climb up in, which works, and then you climb up, right? And then you gotta wait a bit for the block to move to the left a bit so that you don't bonk under the next moving block that I'm gonna go to. You jump and then you dash upright to it, and then you climb up and then you do it again. In practice, this is kind of funny. In practice, I've actually like missed the bubble like a few times, just because I jump too high. And so, like, it's not even needed. You can just do a tiny jump here. Here you dash up left, and then dash right, and then it would land you here. Which this part is interesting because like you're barely on here. You're barely on the wood platform, right? But it's enough for you to be able to get corner corrected, and so you can just dash up and then just hold left, which I find really convenient. And then here you don't need and then here you don't need to use the moving block at all. You can just like jump here, then jump here, and it's just jump and dash right. It's like simple. And then this room is the last like choke point room in this checkpoint, you could say, I guess. Not really. The third checkpoint is still like crazy, like crazy scary and like really deadly. So this is the second room that I use massive beat counting on. I dash right 2 times and then I do an extended hyper, which I must do. And then I grab that and then I immediately dash left. And then here I wait for like the music to cycle, as I've said like in the past, you know. I wait for the music to cycle. Dun, 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 right there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then here, this wall bounce. I've died to this wall bounce like once, where I didn't wall bounce at all, or I bonked. I like, multiple things can happen. So in here, yeah, I wrote down my beat counting. The wall bounce is actually like between 5 and 6. So you dash up and then you would do a wall bounce between the beats 5 and 6, and it's like, it's so bad. But the funny thing here is that I got corner corrected. I fucking got corner corrected for doing the wall bounce. Like, thank God for that. Holy shit. I hold grab and then spam left here. And then I get up, and then when the wind comes, I immediately hyper to the right and then hold grab. I do 2 neutrals and then climb up. Then I would be here. And this trick I just found on my own. I was like, I could just do a 5 jump and then get onto the left side of that and then to the right and then just neutral, and it ended up actually working. So I was just like, hey, let's just do this in a run. It would be funny. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this part. So what I used to do here was when I tap left and then immediately hold down, and then when the wind stops, I immediately do. When the wind stops, I immediately do a hyper, which I'm supposed to land here. If everything goes well, I land here. If everything doesn't go well, then what would happen is I would instead hold on to the spring. I would touch the spring instead if nothing goes well, which has happened once because I didn't wait long enough for the wind to stop, and so I died here once because of that, and that really frustrated me, and so I decided to look into it, and then I found a better solution, which is to just start hypering from here, which actually works. And like, ain't that cool? Like you just do an immediate hyper from here, and then you would do a really tiny. I can slow the game down for you to like show you what's like happening, right? You do an immediate hyper, and then you tap on the wood, and then you would land here, which I'm assuming I'm like 1 pixel off from dying. Okay, it's 2, but like still, like that's crazy, isn't it? Like, how crazy is that? See, I came up with a new strat, and then that just like, it kind of removed my. Like, sometimes you would get mind blocked in a golden. I definitely got mind blocked a bit in here, especially when the election came up, and my mental health drooped a bit, but I got back up, and I did 4A golden, and life is good. And then here, I hyper to the right when I hear the wind sound, and then when I hear the secret sound, like da 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 dun, I immediately hold down, which would land me here. And then to neutralize my movement, I would just dash right, and then the wind would always push me here, and just go back. I can just go back to the room, dash upright twice, so I can get into the bubble on the second upright dash. Then I dash right up, I jump right, dash right, and then dash up. I jump twice and do that. Simple stuff, you know. And then here I just dash left. And then here, this is my first time ever making it into the first checkpoint with a golden. I said in the video before, I was really thankful that I managed to fluke the first checkpoint. Here I was just trying to remember what to do in runs, because I was just trying to remember what I need to do in each rooms, because you know, like, you can mix things up. I'll get to like the rooms when the video gets there. But I was just trying to remember what to do, and I knew that this was a safe point to try and remember what to do. So right here, and I dash up and then hold down right, which would land me a bit to the right out of the wall, and then you could just do this, which is like, it's kind of free. The second room, however, is not that free, so my setup here is the same. I dash up and then hold down right, and here I need to actually like dash right but not hold anything, and then hold right again when I hear like the coin sound. And it's really risky, right? It looks risky, it is risky, because you need to try and listen to the cloud and the coin while there's like wind and everything. Wind is really annoying because it's like, it's loud as hell. I hate it. So if I hear the bubble sound, it means everything's gone right. So I keep holding right, and then I make it the bubble. And then here the funny thing is that, like, whoops. The funny thing is, if I were a bit to the right, then I could accidentally just, if I can demonstrate this properly. There was once in practice in which I spammed right, and then that happened, right? Yeah, so I got here, and then I dashed right twice, and then I just fell down to the void. That happened once in practice, and I was like, hey, let me just dash left here and then start spamming dashing right here instead, so that I wouldn't fall to down there. And then here is the interesting part that I found out from Parrot Dash. So if you're here, what you can, if you go down here, what you can do is just hold grab and then just hold jump, and then the snowball wouldn't hit you. You would bonk into the snowball instead of the snowball hitting you. This happens because if you look carefully at the snowball, which I can slow down the game here, the snowball is actually not moving straight. The snowball is gay. That's a fun fact. The snowball is like moving a little bit down, and so because of that, exactly because of that, this trick works. Right? It's silly and it's funny, and I do the exact same thing here. So I'm here, I just hold down right, and then there's gonna be a snowball that comes. I need to hit the trigger for the snowball, which is like right here. So just give me a second to like. Let me just get back up there. All right, I just hold here. I do this. I do the same trick here. It's essentially the same trick. And if I don't hear any snowball, I just hold right, because I know that I'm gonna be falling down on the wood platform here, which is safe. And so I get here, and I dash right, and then I come into the room that is my nightmare. CF4. It is hard because of snowballs. It is also hard because it is fucking long as shit. It's like it's like the least comfiest. Like it's so comfy to do it's so uncomfy to do blindfolded. So I think, like, if I want to demonstrate what's happening, then I should like slow down the video a bit. So here starting from here, I dash right twice, and then the second upright dash, the snowball, I would dash the snowball, and I would land here. The next thing that I would do here, once I hear the snowball sound effects, is dash upright and then right. But the thing here is that if I do it too fast, let me just, if I can demonstrate this. If I do it too fast, I can actually miss from like landing here, which is supposed to be a save point that I stay in, right? And after that, I do a super, and then I hold right, and then the bubble would go right. And then when I hear the bubble, I immediately dash upright. If you're late on that, then you wouldn't reach this platform and you would fall down. And then I immediately dash up. And then here, there used to be a different tech. There used to be a different tech that I used here. I was like, this room is like really complicated. I was trying to find like tech, like there's such less ground to like stand on. It's like there's barely anything that you can stand on, especially when there's wind and snow. It's really bad. It's really bad, but the one that I found the most effective is I dash up here and then immediately hold down, so I would land here, and then when the snowball comes, I super to the right and hold there. I hear the snowball, I fall to the left, and then I would land here. And here, what I actually used to do is that I would do a hyper, right, and then I would land here, and then I would do a mini hop to the wood platform, and that sometimes doesn't work, and so it's a risky strat, but like it was the only best thing that I could come up at the time. And so this room I just kept rerouting and rerouting and rerouting and rerouting. It got really annoying. You can see here I spent quite an amount of time here, 3 hours 27. It's really bad. It's bad. It's really bad. I spent so long in this room trying to just lab anything. So what the best thing I could come up with is a super, and then immediate super, and then I hold down right immediately. And then once I land on the platform, I dash up, and then up right, so that the snowball would just like go up there and then avoid me. And then I just hold down right here, as I've shown. Then here I don't do any funny shenanigans. I just walk right until I hear like myself falling in the ground. This is just like kinda timing based, I guess you could say. So if you make it too early, then if you're too late, which has happened, then the snowball could hit you, and that is bad. You don't want the snowball to hit you, so this room almost feels like a choke point, but I didn't die on a golden, and so I'm like, I'll take it. It's like the last scary room out of the entire like golden. This is the one I just super climb up. I just super and fall down. I'm supposed to actually like, I was supposed to make a mental note that I super here like a bit later when I hear the snowball sound effect, because if I super too early, then I could hit the snowball, and that would really just disorientate me, and then I wouldn't know where I would be at all. But I kind of forgot that, but I didn't hit a snowball anyways. So I climb up here when I hear the snowball so that I can avoid it. I do a hyper here, and I wait for a bit so that I can avoid the snowball when I'm on top of there, and just hold right. This one, like the bubble to the right and then falling down and dashing up right here. I used to just guess, but then I started using the timing of the bubble coming back, like boom, oh whoop. It's like I make a mental note of how long it takes for a bubble to respawn, and then that's my cue to dash down right. Sorry, up right. I can't talk today. Then I dash upright. I do really slow uprights here so that I can reach this wooden platform. Then here, once I fall down, I jump and then spam right until I hear a cloud, and then I hold grab. I jump twice and then dash up. Then here I spam left as if my life depended on it. I mean, literally, I had a golden with me. And then I climb up there, and then I climb up here, I crouch, and then I do an immediate hyper, and that would reach me to here. And then here I immediately dash upright and then right, and that would always land me here. And then I dash right into this, I dash right when I'm in this bubble, and then I spam that, and then I spam dash upright, and then that would always get me into this bubble. So that's like a really consistent way to do this room. that another person that has 4-8 golden blindfolded actually didn't do. He did like a risky speedrun, so I'm guessing. Since when did lead kite? Why lead? Why? Not what? What she since when did she do this? She she didn't say shit when. What what I I didn't know that she also did this. I was world second. I I need to confront her about this. Okay, I didn't know that she also did this on her own. Like, what the hell? Anyways, I was talking about Crystal Saver that, yeah, like he did a much less like setup strat here. He just kind of did whatever. Like, that's kind of good, but then this part here, I feel like I invented a more like safer way here. So, you know, you get here, and then you would like spam dash down. If you hear the wind and you're close to it, you spam dash down here so that you can get the leniency. And what I used to do was just hold left and then just ungrab and regrab. But sometimes if I do it too fast, then I wouldn't like go down at all, and then I would just like go up here. And then that's happened once in practice, and I was like, I'll just like tap down, and then I dash right twice, and then up there, and then I kind of just like air this up right dash, which is kind of lenient, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I spam jump here, and then golden. So yeah, this grind took me like 30 days, and you can tell that I'm really happy about it. I thought it was gonna be free, but then it's not free. And so I had to change my mindset from, oh, this easy golden to, oh, this is actually kind of hard. I should plan this out. So yeah, uh, it's a cool golden that I did. Very cool. Okay, bye.